everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing 3 meals that I eat every week, high raw vegan meals. And I know people mostly want to see this, and sometimes I overthink it and I'm like, that's weird, why do you want to see what I eat? But I get it. Like, people are also asking like on Instagram if I'm still like a high raw vegan, and yes, I just haven't been posting or haven't really been on Instagram because I thought I reactivated it, but it turns out they're still there and I don't know what's going on. So I really wanted to start making more videos more frequently and not just on Saturdays, because I actually get really impatient for Saturdays. I'm like, I want my video up. So I think on Wednesdays I'll do like what I eat in a week or what I eat in a day. And then Saturday videos will be more like vlog type, or like, I don't know, like grocery shopping or like health talks or life talks or whatever, stuff like that. So today I'm gonna be sharing 3 high raw vegan meals that I eat every week. Sometimes I do eat all of these meals in a day. Sometimes it's just a bit sporadic. Remember, I do eat some cooked foods, but about 80% of my diet is high raw vegan, living foods, a lot of salads and fruits and juices, because that is just what makes me feel good. These meals are great for like post-workout. Usually I'll like have smoothies or chia pudding after a long run, or salads like after class. They're just so easy, and I'm super busy usually in the evenings or after hot yoga. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So if you have seen some of my other what I eat in a day videos, you have seen this smoothie. I live by this smoothie. It is so good and it tastes just like a strawberry milkshake. And it's amazing, just 3 ingredients. And I love using this specific vanilla protein powder because it's raw. And yes, I always use very spotty ripe bananas because they are easier to digest. And the kind of blender that I have is a Ninja. I love this blender. It's super durable and it's quite loud, but it does the job well. Next up is a soaked oats and chia pudding. This is my go-to for lunch because typically during the middle of the days I get super hungry and I don't have a lot of time. So I'll do 1/2 cup of oats and about 1/3 cup of chia seeds. I'll put them in a bowl and I'll kind of mix them around a bit with my hands, I know. And then I will go ahead and put some filtered water or milk. I try not to consume too much processed milk, and I find that letting go of that was a bit difficult, but once I switched using filtered water in my smoothies and my oats, I think it's more of an adapted taste. So I'll go ahead and put them in the fridge for about 20 minutes and get out my toppings. And today those are some beautiful figs that I found at Whole Foods, some blueberries, some raw agave, and cinnamon. So I have taken my oats out of the fridge, and right now I'm putting just a little bit of raw agave, and I am going to slice up some figs and put those on top. And there it is, a quick completed meal. Today I did put some peanut butter. I usually don't, and to be honest, I probably won't do it again. It was a super filling meal and it kind of left my mouth a bit dry, but I'm still a happy girl. Next up is a salad with my famous raw ranch dressing. So good. I swear by this dressing recipe, and I'll go ahead and leave it in the comments below. So for this dressing, I did add in some pink salt and some avocado. That's why it kind of looks a bit green, and it was super filling. And remember, Homemade dressings are super nutrient dense. This is made with hemp seeds, avocado, lemon, all the good stuff. There's a lot of protein in this dressing. I also wanted to add in that a lot of the meals that I have are very different and change throughout my life. So I know that these meals that I'm eating today may not be the same meals that I'm always eating. And that goes hand in hand with intuitive eating. I think when I first went raw vegan, I was like super strict and would just like, I don't know. I was so, how do you even, yeah, it's a very strict diet. I think you put a lot of like restrictions on yourself, but I never like calling them restrictions because you restrict food that's bad for you and that causes allergies and inflammation in the body. So is that really like restriction, right? I think giving ourselves permission to eat foods that aren't good for us is just as bad as restricting certain types of food, if that makes sense. And really this has just been a lot of trial and error for me because I tried eating more intuitively and like eating more bread or pasta, and my skin completely flares up. I have like a puffy face, like a lot of redness. I start getting acne. And even though those kind of symptoms don't make me feel like I have low energy or they don't physically hurt me, I know that in the long run, that inflammation is going to stay in my body and it's going to manifest in other ways. So that's why I choose to still eat high raw vegan, because it's just good for me. I feel light. I can still eat a lot. Like I eat a lot of fruits, and I think I go through like a whole bunch of bananas in one day, whereas some people are afraid to eat bananas and only have like one banana a week. I'm just like, what? But yeah, it's a journey, and it's I'm still learning a lot about my body and how I want to eat. I would like to eat one day. I would like to be a fully raw vegan just to experience that kind of spiritual shift in the body and in the mind that comes with eating purely raw living foods. One thing I have gotten a lot better at though is like making the dressing. So like the dressing that I make for the salad, I don't even need a recipe for that anymore. I can make different kinds of dressings, right? Or like dressings for salad or noodles or like zucchini noodles and stuff like that. So really I'm just kind of learning as I go. I've been a high raw vegan since April 2021. And I have slipped up a few times, where usually the times where I was going to the gym a lot. And I think social media had a lot to do with that, because I was getting influenced by like all these fitness girls, and they were eating like a bunch of bread and like packaged foods and like being like, oh, you can eat all this pasta too. And it's like, yeah, I could do that and reverse diet and like lose weight, but my skin is just not gonna be that great. Like, I'm just not gonna feel very good. And then like my arms were getting so bulky. It was so embarrassing. It was so funny. Like I would go out in public and people would literally comment on my arms. I'm like, I don't want to feel like a man. So I just started going back to hot yoga and like eating how I normally do, and I feel much better. And some of it can be genetics. I do feel that I lean out very fast. I get that from my dad. Like my dad has always been a runner and a very lean person, and you know, if he works out for 2 weeks, he's got like a completely different physique. And people who are usually like a bit shorter can lean out. That's what I hear. Or was it put on muscle? I don't remember. But yeah, so like high raw veganism plays a lot in my life in like different facets, like spirituality, physical fitness, mental well-being. And every single time I come back to high raw veganism, I mean, really, I wouldn't consider myself ever leaving, right? I usually always have like 2 raw meals a day. It's just like for dinner, instead of my salads, I was having like pastas and a lot of rice, and you know, but I do feel a lot better.